For survival, a fight to take this to a third and final map of this series. And that is what Ago will be so desperately wanting. But NiP, we've seen how good they can play on overpass. And hopefully that comes through for them today. Ago going to be putting up an incredible fight though. Still, NiP looking to set up toward the A bomb site for this one. Furlan finds two though and gets a third. Both of them being fully blind. Get Right tries to chime back in, but it's not going to be enough. Forest alone in a 1 versus 4. Pistol round might just be out of NiP's hands right now as Snatchy with a 1-tap to finish him off. And NiP do lose that first pistol round. Give it to Ago. A great play from Furlan as well with that USP fully blind. Into that second round, of course, buy round coming through from Ago where they invest into these M4s, the FAMASs as well. A couple of MP9s in the field, but going up against NiP's pistols should be somewhat of an easy ride. There's already Furlan is to find one. Shuts down Dennis, opens the account for the round. That's a good start for them. And especially against these pistols, you do not want to be going into these close quarter angles where it's very dangerous. You do not want to be giving the M4s to the T side, especially when they can utilize the Kevlar. But still, going to be seeing Ago just holding into this second round. No real sort of urgency to try and go and rush for these kills. Forrest, though, to do good damage with a deagle. Does find 1 kill, but it's not going to amount to a second, although Tao is left on 39 points of health. But into a 3 versus 4. Don't really see a world where NiP can win this one as Snatchy sprays down 2, gets himself a third as well. Ago do make it 2, and NiP down to the 1 more eco before the buy round comes in. But even so, NiP just on their very basic eco, not really a lot invested, and rightly so, should be a third here for Ago. Already grenades to come through, do some base damage already. Even so, NiP do get a good dink onto PHR, drops him down to 3 points of health. Even finding 1 or 2 kills right now would be somewhat successful for NiP considering the situation they're in here. Full eco round, no Kevlar, no utility. Even finding 1 kill is somewhat considered a success. Still though, comfortable 3 rounds for Ago of the sort of pretty much guaranteed that when you win the pistol, you somewhat have a modified, even higher increased chance to win the 2 rounds after that. And that's what Ago look to be doing right now, especially with time ticking away and Groovy to find 2 kills. Damage being done to Dennis as well as he's down to 6 points of health. 30 seconds on the clock for NiP to try and make some form of move here. We'll stack out towards short. Snatchy to deny that. Now to finish off Get Right. 3rd round for Ago. But even so, with that, we are going to now see NiP into their first gun round of this second map. Forest already to take down Furlan. Okay, that's a good start. 1 minute 40 and Ago already with a man at disadvantage. Nice little idea for the smoke there from the CT side to just defend the close quarter angles. But even so, NiP getting a first gun round here would be a very successful victory. Dennis is already making his way out toward the B bomb site, able to eliminate Groovy. PHR has to come up big right now as that smoke goes down. The only angle favoring him is that monster right side, and he will make it work. He finds the one kill, and Snatchy claims a second. Get right, maybe not aware there could have been an AWP in play, but of course now he is. PHR again dancing on the back of the bomb site, sat behind these smokes, tries to spray down. Finally, Letcro is going to deny as he finds two and gets himself a third. Letcro. There was a lot of talk on Reddit of him being very quiet in the opening best of threes, but he's right here now. NiP make it their first round here on Overpass. And Aggo have to rebite, and it's somewhat limited. A couple of M4s, 3 in fact, an AWP, but even an MP9 lose this round. They're down to an eco. Ooh, nice little idea for the double grenade. Takes PHR down to 65. But even so, with NiP starting to already make their way toward the B bomb site, Get Right can start to tell a little bit of a fake right here, because the rest of NiP focused primarily towards A. Get Right really playing the sort of lurker slash support role. Depends really what maps and situations NiP are in. He can be that one player that flashes in for his teammates, tries these flashy sort of entries. Get Right is pretty much taking the team into his own hands. Forrest, though, with 2 great picks to close down both Tau and Furlan. Get Right, good adjustment there to take out Groovy. Was in dire strain there of nearly being taken out. But NiP do make it a 5 versus 2. 40 seconds on the clock. Bomb now starting to advance toward that A bomb site. And especially with 3 players still on somewhat near 100 points of health. Forrest, of course, tagged for 2, but that's pretty minuscule here. Snatchy with a good first flick on Therese, though. Get Right maybe in 2 minds of what he wants to do right here. PHR able to eliminate Forrest. Misguided shot from him, but enough time to get that bomb down here on B. But with the 3 versus 2 retake on the cards, Aggo not going to say yes to that, so just head into the save here. They have the AWP and the M4, which is not too bad of a save. Dennis is looking to try and maybe hunt inside of connector for these players, though. I doubt he'll really find much, but even so, it's going to be that second round for NiP. Money now not that great for the CT side, because they've lost quite a few weapons right here. Dennis even takes out PHR. Snatchy to eventually trade him back, but with only that 1 AWP saved and the money right now in a dire situation for Aggo, they will be down to the eco. Once again, though, NiP a chance to tie the scoreline here. Very early at 3-3. Would be a good scoreline for the T side to get as well, because it just proves that Aggo, when they won their first sort of 3 rounds, they were the gun rounds that NiP could not provide weapons for. Snatchy is able to do some damage onto the T side, though, able to shut down Dennis with a peek toward Monster. Still 2 players to be tagged here for the CT side. NiP is still trying to take this bomb here toward that B bomb site. Wanting again to try and challenge Snatchy. He is out towards A, however, they've not found any more information in towards B, so have just decided to rotate all these players over. Still smokes and utility being thrown out now for NiP as they dart toward the B bomb site. As long as they get that bomb planted and force Aggo into the sort of rotate. Did they spot the head? Snatchy strikes once more. This could start to get very dangerous here for NiP, but they're managing it quite well. Having to push on through toward lower water. Snatchy again trying to cause a nuisance. Flash goes down, but not a chance for the peak this time. Still, he tries to flick, but it's not going to work. NiP managing the situation greatly there. Still, Furlan left in a 1v3, trying to save the AK into the next round. It will be NiP to tie the scoreline here at 3-3, however. But with that, NiP into the very good gun round for them, because if they win this next one, Aggo is down to an eco. Their economy broken once more, and if NiP can really micromanage the economy of Aggo here on this CT side, it can make for a very successful first half. Ruby just trying to rattle a few shots out toward the back of Monster. Damage to be done to NiP as well here, but PHR walking right on through. Rez to close him down, though. Groovy has to be on fire right now and will find one. Tries his hand at a second and does manage to make it work. Pushes right through the smoke. And finally the trade comes through. Snatchy could be in a perfect position right now, though, as he makes it a 1v1. Lecro on the other side of the smoke. Just trying to play safe for now. Snatchy checks the close Monster angle, though, and even tries to wrap around toward checking the connector tunnel here toward that Monster peak. Still with Snatchy on 17 points of health. Lecro still has to be very, very careful. And as he does approach, Snatchy wins the round. Oh, Aggo reading NiP like a book there. Lecro, for around 15 seconds, made no move whatsoever, and that's very unfortunate as Aggo do clutch it out. NiP, however, will be able to buy into those AKs, get one dropped out for Forest. The rest of the team have a rebuy. Still with Dennis down to a pistol. Is not looking that great right now for NiP. Still, the reset potential very great here for Aggo. No AWP here on that CT side, and even a UMP onto PHR. Either way, Rez with a very explosive push out toward that B bomb site. He sprays down two. Furlan and Tau to trade back as that bomb gets planted. All the frags coming through right now for Aggo, but Lecro does a good job of denying one. Get right finds a second, and Snatchy alone. 1 versus 2, and I believe Lecro might have even spotted the player out there. Good aim from him, and NiP do tie it up at 4-4. Aggo into their eco round for this one. Might even actually have to force buy here because Groovy, Snatchy, PHR, and Furlan cannot buy in the next round. With that, Aggo just buying into their pistols. Few CZs across the field. 1 MP9 in play. Still, Rez to find 2 great kills. Actually stealing Lecro's frag as well there. Rez will find a 3rd and even make it a 4th here. Rez on for the ace right now. Eco frags, but who really cares? It's as flashy as any. Connector a very hard position to even survive for more than 1 kill in, considering the close corner angles that they have to play from. But NiP doing a good job of just making sure those pistols don't overwhelm. which is something that can happen a lot inside of Connector. But even so, Tao just sat very lonely here on the B bomb site. 50 seconds left, and not a lot of leniency in his play here, as wherever he peaks from, NiP should be able to close it out. And just like that, Rez gets himself the ace. Nice little eco ace to sort of boost his morale. I go now into the one more eco, however, as NiP a chance to make it 6-4, get 2 rounds in the lead. I believe that's one of the first aces, if not the first, we've seen in NiP's games during this EU qualifier. Still, though, with that go down to their full eco, NiP just need to make sure they stay calm against these pistols. Furlan is hearing some gunfire out toward the back of toilet. Ooh, Letcrow nearly could have actually found himself a kill there, but not going to come to fruition as of yet. Snatchy toward toilet. So will be able to find 1 kill, but Dennis and Rez both clean 2 up. Snatchy now alone in a 1 versus 4, and NiP will make this 6. Get right to close out. NiP grabbing themselves 2 rounds in the lead here. I go now into their buy round once again. However, AWP in the hands of Snatchy. But either way, NiP with a 2-round lead here on the T side. Something they want to do is preserve that right now. Especially considering that Aggo on that CT side is somewhat an easier ride for them, but NiP doing a good job right now of making that disapparent. Either way, PHR will find the opening kill here onto Get Right. You can sort of guarantee that when Get Right's alone and he dies, it's going to be the opposite bomb site that NiP focused to on early round. So that is why we do see Tao rotate over towards the A site. Ooh, Snatchy, perfect angle there from him to be able to close out Forest. Flash goes down, but it puts NiP at a 2-man disadvantage. Furlan from the flanks eliminates Rez, Letcrow, and Dennis now alone into that 2 versus 4. Maybe 1 more kill would actually do a good job of swaying it in NiP's favor, but Snatchy not able to react quick enough there. Dennis with a good pick onto him. Utility has to be thrown down here as Letcrow charges toward that B bomb site. A bomb site. Completely different side of the map. Ooh, still though a double peek, a double bait there from Aggo as Groovy shuts down Dennis. It will be a 5th here for Aggo. And it is now that CT side to be in clutching distance of tying up the scoreline here. NiP, however, back into their full buy round. The economy supported that one. Might not support one more, though, if Aggo do pick this one up. Something that we do have to consider is get NiP on the CT side, and they can start to bring out the plays like they did yesterday, where they were really sort of... Where Rez had a very good game on Overpass, where he was playing to all the close fountain areas, getting right up in the face of their opponents. Still, though, Get Right going to be tagged down to exactly half HP. Tao will find the frag onto Rez over on the other side of the map, but right now NiP focusing their play towards B. And with a minute left on the clock, NiP do have a lot of time to work with, but they have to be very, very careful. Get right in towards short. They have some utility to allow the pushes onto the B bomb site. They just have to be very, very careful. These smokes have to be so, so accurate right now. Ooh, still though, trying to go for the peak. Dennis will be able to find one. Flash comes through. But how much of a defense is NiP able to put up? A lot right here as Furlan and Tao both ripping apart NiP. PHR to find the final one. And Ago tied up here at 6-6 on overpass. And with that, it looks like it's going to be that full eco round here from NiP. As they do transition into an eco. Actually already to find one. Misguided no scope, but can't really count him out there because of the pressure of being so close. AWP from Lecro going to be taken away though. Furlan saves the life of his teammate Tao, and he finds a second one as well. Get right now alone 1v3 as he is finding the one kill, but Tao is there to deny. Ago take the lead here on the CT side. NiP now to go into their buy round, however. Here on that T side, though, maybe one more round, make it 8-7, would be somewhat of a great scoreline for NiP, especially considering that CT side is a lot more versatile for this Swedish side. But even so, with NiP down to somewhat of a limited buy round, no AWP, lack of utility for a couple of players. They do just have to be very, very careful when trying to peek angles, especially with Tao posted towards Aid Long with that AWP. Misguided first shot though is, I think that was actually NiP baiting that angle just to make sure they checked for an AWP there, so that's smart. Still, right now, both AWPs, even out toward the A bomb site, Ago able to sort of compensate for that by stacking 3 rifles toward the B bomb site, but even so, as that smoke does begin to fade, and Groovy sat very, very close to it, getting ready for the push of these players. Snatchy will find one on the other side of the map, but get right to grab the one trade. Furlan, though, sat very, very close, but not going to matter. PHR will fall as Dennis picks him off, and now a 2 versus 3. Both of these AWPs considerably low. And as they both head into the save, NiP will tie it up at 7-7. Ago just going to save both of these sniper rifles. And as they do head into that save, NiP just evacuating the bomb site can pretty much guarantee no one's going to try and, ninja defuse the bomb site. But there you have it. Scores are tied at 7-7. Money is somewhat good for Ago to be able to afford a buy in this final round, so there's no real worry on their end. NiP somewhat the same as well. Either way, Ago here. Whichever team is going to close this out at 8-7, pistol round is very important for both teams. Ooh, Tao spotting the legs of Get Right and able to pick him off already. That is not an angle you want to be messing with an AWP. Still, Snatchy not able to land the kill there onto player deep connector, but Forest towards short gets picked off. Still, smokes and flashes go through. Dennis able to catch PHR off guard. Might be a great chance here for the bomb plant. But still, bomb is right around toward that sort of T-spawn area. Allows Dennis to get in a much better position here on toward the back of the garbage connect sort of peak. Still, flash goes through, but Dennis going to find absolutely nothing. Makes it a 4 versus 2. Rez going to die with the rest of them. Letcro now alone in that 1v4 situation. And there you have it. Tau makes it work. Closes down 8-7 here for Ago. But going into that second half, it is going to be the CT side of NiP that really want to try and just challenge right here to get this pistol round. But still, looks like we do have a little bit of a tactical pause, or a technical pause, sorry. TS problem from Ago, which can't be helped, but either way, this is the second map of the European minor closed qualifier, best of 3 for the team sat at the 2-1 scoreline. Whoever wins this series advances to the EU minor in London. And whoever loses has to go on and play one more best of 3. It's a fight for that sort of 2-2 place, with the winner going to the one of the final spots of the minor. But here we go as we do get ready to go back live, I hope. We are just waiting for the TeamSpeak problem to be fixed, but there we go. Sounds like we are ready to go live. So into the second half, pistol round going to be very, very important for both of these teams. But NiP, of course, this is their home turf, and after picking up Overpass, you'd really consider them favourites to clutch out Overpass. But not being like that as of yet, but we have to consider that the scoreline in the first map was 8-7. NiP came to win that one. So as we go live here, Ago on that T side going to dedicate toward the B bomb site. NiP actually stacking 4 players toward B, however, which seems like somewhat of a viable strategy right here. Rez, though, sat very close to Toxic, has not yet been discovered, finds himself 1 kill, but a trade comes through from Groovy. Finds a second as well as Get Right will fall. Bomb is going to be planted, and Snatchy cleans up 1 more. Damage being done to Letcro as he's down to 3 points of health. Able to deny, but Letcro on 3 HP, 1 versus 3. Furlan takes him down. Ago win the pistol. That is something they have done twice now here on Overpass. Both pistol rounds going in their favor. However, with NiP now buying into their pistols, their CT investment for the second round, they really have to be in with good contention of maybe even winning the anti-eco, but especially considering that Ago win these next 2 rounds, they're up to 11. Rez, though, with a beautiful pick onto Snatchy. gives the one-man advantage here to NiP. They just have to preserve this or really get just one more kill. Mobby goes down. Dennis tries to swing on through, but Tao will find the corner to get right. That massively tips the advantage in that T-side favor. Ago not really wanting to make a push off at the back of those two picks, though, because they know that NiP, they're most likely going to be looming for those frags. They've actually backed away, though, which is surprising. You would have expected them to really group up toward Connector. But either way, 2 players out towards A. 1 towards B here for NiP, but as soon as that utility gets thrown down, it's going to be Ago now heading toward that B bomb site. Letcro tasked with a great challenge of holding it off, and that challenge already failed. Bomb is going to be planted here on that B bomb site, and Forest and Rez already going into the save because there's no real way they're going to be able to retake here. So as Ago claim their 10th round, NiP, the CT side has to get much, much better in their first gun round. Seeing a couple of nice picks from pistols here for NiP, but nothing that's really amounted to much right now. Either way, is NiP down to their 1 eco round here. They should be able to get themselves an 11th round, and especially on that T side. Getting the pistol really validated their next couple of round victories, because on that T side, rounds can somewhat get much harder, especially against a team that you know they've won overpassing the last day or so. Still though, NiP, they're not out of this yet. For everyone getting a little bit worried, you're okay for now. There's only going to be at least minimum 4 round difference between these two teams. If NiP lose the first gun round, that's when you can start to panic a little bit, but from what they saw yesterday, their gun rounds are pretty viable. Still get right to the first player to fall out on this A bomb site. No real aggression from Dennis just yet, but sat very close to the pistol. Snatchy's going to pick him off, though. Forrest to trade one back successfully, but the grenades come raining on through from this T side in the after plant. Two versus 4, and Forrest on Kevlar might be a chance for Letcro to maybe try and retrieve the weapon. It is only a Mac 10, so there's no great urgency to carry it over into the next round, but Forrest once again saving his Kevlar just like he did in the previous round. It's a viable save because it helps him out economically, but as that 11th round falls into the hands of Ago, NiP now into their first gun round here, and this is very important. Into this first gun round, though, we are going to see the AWP brought out from Ago, but again, not from NiP. Their economy's not going to stretch far enough. Very quick Ago play toward that B bomb site. Letcro to find the first kill, though. Tao does trade back straight away. Groovy finds one in return as well, and Furlan just adding more salt to the wound, but still 2 perfect trades there from NiP. Groovy has to try and maybe return 1 frag back, and that is what he'll do. Get right dies, and now just res in a 1v2. The bomb can be collected. Smoke goes down toward Monster to try and isolate the angles. And as he pushes on through, Groovy to close him out. That's 12-7, and NiP. This is where you start to get a little bit worried here. Down to their eco. Have to buy into semi-pistols. Maybe even Kevlar to follow. But that's a risky investment. And Ago on this T side starting to maybe get a grip of how NiP like to play on CT right now. Still pistols here for NiP, and especially considering that there's only 2 pieces of Kevlar, a lack of utility, you have to favor Ago in this round. But either way, this T side played a much better game so far than NiP in this map. Everything can change though. For Ago, they're really hoping it doesn't. I mean, we've seen NiP play Train before in this this minor qualifier. We saw them play it against Fraxes, bearing in mind they did lose it 16-14, but it was a very close game anyway. So if worse comes to worse and we head to a third map, then it's anyone's game. Electro not able to transfer the bullets. There's 2 kills to be found already as the entrance to the B bomb site looking as easy as ever here for Ago. 2 more to be found, and Rez, he's alone 1v5. No kills even to be found from NiP yet. And Rez just having a hard time even getting a pick there out towards B group. He gets him through the wall as well, which is a nice finish for him. But either way, 13-7. Ago now 6 rounds in the lead of NiP. But still, Ago here, if they win this next round, they have a very good chance of getting match point. Taking it to a 3rd and final map in this series. Still though, Dennis able to catch a first kill onto Furlan. That's a good first pick to find. Forrest finds one more as well, and Ago pretty much stuck towards A long right here. Dennis can also hear the footsteps as well, which is great information to be picked up. Dennis with a great flick, but finally PHR to shut him down. 4 versus 2, and NiP looking somewhat solid in this round. As I say that, Groovy does trade back Rez, but get right in a great position as they walk into his crosshair. PHR solo player inside of Connector now. But as PHR coming in from the flanks might actually be in a good position to find at least 1 kill here. That bomb is being protected very heavily here by Get Right. We'll find the 1 kill. Gets the bomb and forces the rotation here of NiP. PHR might have even considered the B bomb site there. He did edge toward toilet, but he is going to dedicate toward long. 25 seconds, and as that molly goes down, should be able to grab somewhat of a safe plant here, but maybe not the safest of angles to put the bomb down right here. Maybe expecting somewhat of a flank to come through from Connector, but it's not viable yet. Still as NiP blaze on through. Electro saves the round. Do get themselves the AWP as well there, as Electro is able to pick that one up. Has a lot of time to defuse, so he's all good for now. NiP make it 13-8 though. Nice try. You guys are such trolls. I love it. Still though, NiP closing it out at 13-8. I go with somewhat a decent bank balance to reinvest into this round. NiP can't really say the same for them though. Both Get Right and Forest down to MP7s. A lack of utility here for the CT side as well, which Especially sort of in these early round sort of progressions, you have to be able to utilize your smokes and your flashbangs. Dennis missing a vital shot there onto Tao, which saves his life almost and might even give him a chance at a frag right here. Does reposition though as Rez is able to tap him out though. Ruby walking on through. Electro to be caught in the off angle. Flash is good though, and Forrest is good for one. Swings out for a second. PHR finally to finish him off, but with Get Right toward the back of short and Snatchy to close him out, that does give a maybe somewhat good chance to even breach the B bomb site right here. That smoke does fade in. It allows a good angle for Snatchy. Did that grenade not explode? Was that just me, or did that grenade just not explode? Anyway, NiP on the 2 versus 2 retake. Especially with Snatchy on that AWP. Dennis maybe trying to bait out a little bit of sound cue there. Still though, these players now have to rush toward the B bomb site to at least try and hold off here. Dennis is good for one though, and even tries to hold the angle for the second. Flash goes on through, double flash as well, and Snatchy might be out of the round here. He does find one. There's no time left for Ago to clutch it, but they do find both of the kills. NiP will not care at this point though, because they make it 13-9. Ago stuck at this 13th round mark for now, as NiP seeming to find somewhat of a footing here in the second half. They were a little bit vacant to start with, but seem to have come right out of their shell now. It does all depend on how NiP manage these next couple of rounds though, because Ago still have a decent bank balance. And NiP do not. Well, I go here looking to focus out toward the A site. Letcro sat Rez sat very, very close. It's very rare you see Rez actually at a passive sort of angle. Still, he is good for one kill because of it. Get Right with the MP7, able to rip into some damage, but only is good for one. 3 versus 3, and the flank from Forrest has to come through. Dennis is able to find one, but the 2 trades come back. Letcro alone in a 1 versus 2. Bearing in mind both of these players are somewhat tagged. PHR much worse than Groovy, but he finds the frag, and that's 14-9 for Ago. As Ninjas in Pajamas now have to force into this round to try and deny the 15th match point here from Ago. This might just be where the sort of final life in this round comes to a close. And the third map right now almost looks definite. Bearing in mind that Ago, they've won a 2-0 over NiP before. I believe it was Star Series ILE 5. Where they beat NiP 2-0. But of course, that was a couple of roster iterations ago. I believe they still had Exist and Draken at that point. Still Groovy. Does find the 1 kill onto Rez. Especially in that 5 versus 4, make that 5v3. It's not looking great for NiP right now. Even so, Dennis will find one trade back, but Tao and Groovy both to deny. Forrest on the flank already closed out by PHR, and that's 15-9 match point here for Ago. And then NiP. Last chance saloon here for the CT side, because lose this round, they're out of the second map. Aggo get back into a third and get onto train. Once again, 5 pistols present for the CT side. Already damage to be done by Dennis and Rez, but Ruby trades back once. A chance to make it 2 as well, but Dennis, very close with a pistol, finds one more. Furlan is able to pick off though, and that makes it 15-9 in a 3v3. Just look at the damage done to Dennis as well. It's not great for NiP right now. Even so, Aggo were able to walk right into a clean B bomb site. And with all 3 players onto the rotate, Furlan does get tagged down to 37, but still the frags are being found. Lekram alone, 1 versus 3, and that might just be game over here. He is good for 1 kill onto PHR, however, and with Furlan being tagged down to 37, that might be a viable kill to find, but he has to take out Snatchy as well. And already, the AWP primed onto his location. Snatchy waiting for the frag, and there you have it, 16-9. Aggo close out the second map and advancing to a third. We are going to be on train for the final map of this series. Will NiP qualify, or is it going to